Fetterman and Oz, the Senate race in Pennsylvania. This is why Democrats have an opportunity to hold on to the Senate. I know 50+1, Kamala, 50-50 tie. What I say is that the House is going to go Republican control because the House kind of ebbs and flows with the tide of the national mood. But in the Senate, you get to know the candidates. You get to know Raphael Warnock and Herschel Walker. You get to know Tim Ryan and J.D. Vance. You get to know John Fetterman and Mehmet Oz. And so far, Fetterman is cleaning Oz's clock, I would say. John Fetterman has great, catchy, hip, cool advertising. And he's ahead by maybe as many as 10 points over Dr. Oz, who has essentially been on vacation since the primary, and even at the time of the primary was viewed more unfavorably by Republicans than favorably, and yet he won. It was a 3-person race. But to my eye, Fetterman has really gotten a free ride. There just hasn't been a lot of scrutiny of Fetterman, and the media love him, and he's got a lot of young, nationally, based Bernie-type supporters who make small dollar donations. It has really been a populist movement. In the same way that Trump is a populist movement, so too Fetterman. Now comes the Philadelphia Inquirer today. By the way, why, Michael, do you say the free ride? At the top of the list is because nobody, including Connor Lamb, would go with the, pulling the gun on the jogger who was unarmed. They didn't want to offend. Remember Elizabeth Warren got all wigged out at Connor Lamb when he called Fetterman a Bernie socialist. And he was scolded for that. There would have been zero tolerance for anybody who would have said about John Fetterman what I'm sure is coming when Oz starts spending in the fall on the jogger incident. Anyway, so then there's this from the Philadelphia Inquirer. In his ads and much of the public imagination, John Fetterman is a tattooed everyman from a rugged steel city outside of Pittsburgh. The phrase blue-collar tough guy flashes across one of his TV ads as a grim-faced Fetterman poses before billowing smokestacks. A narrator says he's looked different and been different his entire life. That persona has long irked Republicans who say Fetterman's distinctive visual cues leave an impression that he's more working class and more moderate than he really is. Now, as Fetterman campaigns as Pennsylvania's Democratic nominee, Republicans are aiming to challenge this story and undercut one of his greatest political strengths. They say his image obscures his roots in a comfortable suburban family that provided his financial security deep into adulthood. Public records show, and Fetterman has openly acknowledged, that for a long stretch lasting well into his 40s, his main source of income came from his parents, who gave he and his family $54,000 in 2015 alone. That was part of a financial network his parents regularly provided when Fetterman's only paying job was $150 a month as the mayor of Braddock, a job that he held from his 30s until he turned 49. Partway through his tenure, he moved into an industrial-style loft purchased from his sister for $1 after she paid $70,000 for it 6 years earlier. In other words, the mayor job of Braddock pays $150 a month because it's not a full-time job. And yet it's the only thing he was doing for income while his parents were apparently continuing to pay him like they paid him the $54,000 in 2015 alone. And he's nevertheless able to cast this image as the blue-collar everyman out there slugging it out with everybody else. Now, his response to this is to say, hey, I could have gone off and made a lot of money. My father made money in the insurance business. I could have done that, but I wanted to serve the people.